Second row, nice again. Yeah, Ted, wanted to ask you about your defensive line. You played several guys there. How do you feel about the way they controlled the line of scrimmage against Kent State?
I thought they did a good job being disruptive. I think we had 14 tackles for losses and 3 sacks, and those are good numbers. And at the same time, understand that there's a lot of room for improvement across the board, but was pleased how they played, and again, just ready to go back to work and get better this week.
Isaiah Coe got the start for you. How do you feel about the way he's kind of matured and played through the first couple games?
He's getting better. He had a great summer, and then has worked extremely hard, and he's seeing some of the fruits of his labor pay off, and he's getting better, and pleased with him because you can't have enough of those guys that play in the trenches and they're disruptive. It's impossible. You cannot have enough of that.
Yeah, Ted, in the first half, there were times where you took Danny and David out, had Damon and Justin in. What was it about that package or about those guys together specifically that you guys really want to see?
Well, it was just some game plan specific stuff. There are going to be some wrinkles and tweak your game plan each and every week, and that was just what the package that we thought we needed to play at that particular time to stop what they were doing. And there was some good things coming. We alternated a lot in that package, but yeah, you saw that, and that was just game plan specific stuff.
We've talked a lot about Reggie these last couple of weeks, but from the time you got here to now, where have you seen him elevate his game and maybe develop?
I think he's more disruptive, he's more aggressive, he's playing faster, and he's been really consistent. And so those are the areas that I've seen a lot of growth in, and I think he's playing with some confidence. And, confidence is such a powerful thing, but his confidence is coming because of his preparation that he's taken into the game field and performance, which leads to confidence. And he's done a good job. We're real proud of him and expect him to continue to work to get better.
Are there changes that you've seen in that preparation maybe that built that confidence?
As far as changes, well, I wasn't with him last year, so I don't know about. I don't play the compare game. All I know is that I've been really pleased with what I've seen with Reggie since I've been here. And as a result of that, you see the production pay off. Yeah.
Casey Thompson, in his first year there, now they've had this coaching change and things, but Mickey Joseph's been there. So, what do you expect out of Nebraska offensively, and what's your thoughts on Casey and quarterback?
Well, I expect their best. We get everybody's best, and they've done a good job. They're averaging 36 points a game, moving the ball, both running and throwing. And obviously he's a mobile quarterback. He extends plays with his feet and his legs. And, we have a lot of respect for him, and we know it's going to be a challenge.
Coach, you coach a lot of years. Just from an outsider's perspective, this OU-Nebraska rivalry, what's it meant to you? What have you remember over the years?
Here's what I remember since you brought it up, okay? When I was a kid, there were about 2 or 3 college football games on per weekend, and that's all. And every time OU and Nebraska played, that was one of those games on that weekend. And the national, the implications that it had, the prominence that it had, the importance that it had on college football. Like I said, that was a game that I watched every year when I was a kid because it always impacted the national rankings.
Yeah, Ted, I want to go back to the defensive line and Jalen Redmond. What kind of progress did you see from him from week 1 to week 2, and do you feel like he's close to being the player that you anticipated him being, before he got a little bit banged up in camp?
Yeah, it was unfortunate that he got banged up a little bit in camp, but at the same time, his growth and his development and between the partnership between he and Coach Bates has been obviously a big deal, and I think there's a lot of trust there and a lot of buy-in. And he certainly played well, and want to see him continue to grow and develop and produce more and more every week. But I thought he did a good job Saturday night.
And then how do you feel about the depth there and being able to rotate guys, especially on that interior of the defensive line?
Well, I think you look at the really good teams across the country. They've got depth along the lines of the line of scrimmage, and that's something that right now we have, and that's a good thing because those guys, the the strain that they have to play with snaps where there's 650 or 700 pounds leaning on them and trying to get off blocks, and I mean it's a war in there, and it's a physical fight every snap. It's not like some other positions where you may or may not have contact. There's contact in there every single snap. So to have depth and to be able to rotate guys and keep guys as fresh as we can keep them is something that we value a lot.
The situation with them changing coaches during game week, is that you get a sense that that's a chance for them to sort of get reinvigorated, and you expect even a more inspired Nebraska team Saturday, or does that work in your favor because of chaos that's going on up there?
Our approach is that we expect everybody's best, and we expect to get their best. I know this, that again, they've had a great season offensively, and they're scoring points and moving the ball. And Mark Whipple's had a lot of success wherever he's been, calling plays, and we expect their best, and so we got to make sure we're ready to give our best.
Yeah, same subject matter, but when you prepare for a team that makes a coaching change, is there any way to prepare for that, or do you just have to go by what you've seen on tape, especially you on defense? I mean, Frost was an offensive guy. Is there guesswork involved? How do you approach a week like this?
There's guesswork every week. You go back and you do your research and your preparation. You do it in depth, especially in your early season games where you have some off-season time to devote some time to that, more time to that. But again, whether it works in our favor or not, I don't know about all that. I just want to get our guys ready to play our best, and that's our mission this week, starting with today.
Hey, Ted, wanted to ask you about Billy Bowman. He's got 20 tackles through 2 games. He had the forced fumble on Saturday.
That was a huge play. That was a huge play in the game, the forced fumble and the recovery. That was a big-time momentum play right there.
What have you seen from him, and especially that aggressiveness? It seemed like he's been involved in a lot of plays. Just what have you seen from him?
I've seen his confidence grow. And as a result of that, because Billy's extremely talented, he worked hard at the game off the field as well, but I've seen his level of confidence increase. And as a result of that, see him play faster and play aggressive. And, I've been really, really pleased with how Billy's performed this year.
Ted, I want to ask about Justin Harrington's interception. How big was that for his confidence?
I think it was great for his confidence. It's great for our football team. To see a guy that, like I said, had some ups and downs in his career to get a lot of meaningful snaps on Saturday night and end it with an interception. I was really happy for him and happy for us, but proud of him.
Yeah, Ted, their quarterback on Saturday, the Kent State quarterback, Slee, looked slippery. He got away from guys.
That's because he was. Yeah.
Because he was. He was wearing extra tight jersey or something.
We knew he was a really mobile, athletic guy from our tape evaluation of him, and we knew he could make all the throws. And he did a great job and made us miss at times. And that's an issue that we've got to work to clean up is missed tackles. Our tackling Saturday night wasn't where we expected to be. And as a result of that, it extended some plays and extended some drives. And but part of that is us, but I give that kid credit too, but we've got to do a better job defensively of the tracking angles, finishing plays, putting people in the proper pad, and the second guy in having a ball awareness. After the first guy secured the tackle, the second guy's got to have a ball awareness, like Billy did. That was the exact example of what we work, where the first guy secured the tackle, and then Billy was the second guy there, and ripped the ball out. So that's something that we've got a lot of work to do. Yes.
So that's the norm now in college football, is to have a quarterback who can move a little bit, escape a little bit. What does that do to a defense when you're out there and you beat your man, you get to the quarterback, and you almost get him down, and he gets away? Can it be demoralizing? You have to just kind of stay with the process. How does that work?
Well, you're certainly not happy about it, but at the same time, it's all about moving to the next play and hopefully learning from it and not letting it be like a boulder that you carry around the rest of the game, because that leads to that. And but to let it go, learn from it, move on, and have the next play mentality, and that's such a big deal. Just like at every position, you've got to do that, because you can't harp on mistakes. Just like none of us can. If we walked around all day worrying about all the mistakes we've made in our life, we wouldn't have very good days. But it's all about learning and moving forward, and that's what we expect.
Yeah, Danny Stussman seemed to be just all over the field the other day. 4 TFLs, I think. Just what growth have you seen in his game over the last few months?
I've seen him get more comfortable in the system each and every week. And you're right, he did play very fast and very physical the other night, and that's the expectation level for him. And again, I know I keep saying the same thing, but I'm really proud of the work he's put in off the field. And that's led to an increased understanding, which leads to an increased confidence, which leads to playing faster and more physical. And that's what he's done.
Ted, I'm going to guess you've experienced a game in Lincoln at some point?
I certainly have. I was at Penn State, okay, and it was 2012, and rolled in there. I'd never been there, and walk out on the field. And in pregame, a big gust of wind happens, and my game plan flies out of my hands and goes up into the stadium. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, because I had just come from the SEC where if that was the case, so anyway, yeah, a fan. This guy is like, Coach, he's got my game plan. He walks down to the fence, a Nebraska guy, and hands me the game plan back. Yeah. Yeah, which I would have never envisioned that. I'd never been in many stadiums without it. Maybe that'd be the only stadium that would have happened, but yeah.
Vouch if the reputation is exudes class.
That one guy certainly was. I know that, yeah.
Have you ever been involved in an interim situation like this? Like, not at the end of a year, but like in mid-season where you guys have to carry on?
Involved, yeah. Yeah, I was an interim guy, so I have been involved in that.
What's that like?
A lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts, a lot of different thoughts, emotions, trying to keep everybody together. But that's how that goes. But again, this week it's all about, because we expect everybody's best, and it's about getting ready, our team ready to play our best. So, all right. Thank you all. Appreciate it.